Now, I bet most of you already know this anime, but if that's not the case, I'll tell you that it's about a first-year girl called Nagatoro who's basically an annoying bully who bothers a new guy from second year called Naoto. But keep in mind, he will be called Senpai all throughout the show. As I have nothing more relevant to say about this anime, and I can't even come up with a joke, I'll just remind you to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss out on any of our new summaries. And with that out of the way, let's get started with this show called Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro. Naoto is a pretty normal guy. He likes to draw and is a bit quiet, although for that very reason he was bullied ever since he was a kid. And even then, in his adolescence, things stay the same. The thing is, one day, he sat next to a group of first-year girls in the library when one of them walked close to him. He got nervous because he's a bit of a virgin, and he dropped his backpack, letting his manga drawings all fall out. Seeing this, the girls made fun of him, and then they all left, all save for one, Nagatoro, who sat next to him and called him Senpai. Since he's a year older than her, and she also got interested in his drawings. Don't think it's because she's being nice. No. She only did it to bully him even further because she apparently enjoys teasing other people to the point he makes Naoto cry, and she wipes his tears with a handkerchief, which she gifts to him for making him cry. And from here on out, she will always look for him to bully him and make his life impossible. Since Naoto likes drawing and painting, he's in the art club the whole day all by himself. And now that Nagatoro is dedicated to annoying him, she always sneaks in there and asks him to draw her, makes a lot of noise, among other things, just to tease him. Now, you might be wondering, why doesn't Naoto do anything about it? Well, since he's been bullied all his life, he got used to it, even though it still bothers him a lot. Being with Nagatoro is fun for him. In one occasion, he brought a manga with scantily clad girls in it. Nagatoro discovered it and started teasing him using her body, making advances on him and telling him he's a disgusting pervert. Even while she was bullying him, she accidentally fell on top of him and her hand landed on his crotch. Well, that's convenient. Even though Nagatoro bullies him all day, it meant that they spent most of the day together, even after class, since their houses were in the same direction, and Nagatoro followed him to continue teasing him. One day, Naoto went to a cafe to draw, when suddenly Nagatoro showed up with her friend Sakura and two guys who I guess were trying to conquer her? Let's assume the answer is yes. But he realized that Nagatoro was way meaner with them. Their existence meant nothing to her. They weren't relevant to her at all, and she treated them badly but differently to our protagonist. She was evil with them. I mean, you do realize what's happening here, right? Even when Nagatoro's friend group tries to bother Naoto because apparently there's some kind of bully group, Nagatoro gets mad, activates her serious mode, and doesn't allow anyone to touch him. She gets jealous and even has nightmares of him leaving her for friends. And well, he has nightmares where Nagatoro turns him into a slave. But anyway, as I said before, despite the fact Nagatoro bullies him, they still spend time together and go out from time to time, and Naoto draws her every time he can and Nagatoro asks him to. The relationship is slowly forming. It's quite toxic, but a relationship nonetheless. Could you imagine an anime like this, but with Naoto being a girl and Nagatoro being a boy? Oh, hi Twitter. Anyway, not a lot of interesting things actually happen, only that Nagatoro makes a video call with Naoto while he was bathing, and there are some signs that they have a particular fondness for each other. For example, Nagatoro invites him to go to the beach, or one time, Nagatoro seemingly was with that guy that was trying to conquer her, and she was looking a bit uncomfortable. So Naoto walked up and said, "Let's go home," which made Nagatoro blush, but she happily accepted and got her out of the predicament. Later, she helps him get in shape because she thinks he's very skinny, and someone else makes fun of him because he was about to repeat the year, which means they would be in the same class. Remember that Naoto's 1 year older than Nagatoro, but he says that it wouldn't bother him that much because if she's there, he wouldn't get bored. One of those days, the girls got mad because some nerds were sitting on a table next to them during lunch and they were very annoying. So one of the girls went to talk to one of them, so the rest got jealous and separated. But as was expected, the geek she seduced is now harassing her, and since Naoto was a bit more integrated into the group, he asks her out on a date so that her stalker leaves her alone, which makes Nagatoro feel really jealous, and in the end, everything turns out alright because the stalker stops being a creep and befriends Sakura, who the friend of Nagatoro he was harassing, and she also befriends the other geeks, and the matter is settled. And now finally, we can move on to the main conflict of the series. Yes, only after all this time do we get to see the main conflict. Turns out that since Naoto was spending time with Nagatoro and her friends in the art club, rumors spread that they just hung around there to waste time. And since Naoto Naoto is in charge of taking care of that room, the president of the art club decides to expel him. But right in that moment, Nagatoro appears with her friends, who are hiding in the closet, to defend him, and she tells the president that she's wrong, as Naoto uses the room to draw, and he's always drawing because that's what he's passionate about. And since the school festival, where works of art will be exhibited, is approaching, he will have to prove that he spent a lot of time drawing by making a painting for the exhibit. And if it manages to have a greater impact than the one made by her, she will allow him to stay in the club. Now, Naoto will have to sharpen his pencils, because competing against the president is pretty complicated since the festival is held every year, and the year before they achieved a high level in the school ranking thanks to the president of the art club. And it's mainly because the president likes to draw herself nude. Yep, she paints herself naked, and well, of course all the perverts choose her paintings. And now you understand how difficult it is to compete against that. And since Naoto is always drawing Nagatoro, he gets the idea of drawing her naked, but that would be impossible because she's too shy, and because Nagatoro is a minor. Also, he feels that the president is a better painter than him, and even if Nagatoro offers to let him paint her, he says that a painting of the president would be better, which makes Nagatoro mad because she thinks he likes the president more than her. So Naoto is left to paint only inanimate objects like he used to do before meeting Nagatoro. When the president arrives, who by the way is called Sana, while being half naked, she sees that Naoto's painting and realizes that he's not putting love and passion into his painting, making him think about Nagatoro. And speaking of her, she just showed up to talk with him and sees him painting while a nude Sana is behind him, and she runs away because she thought he was painting her. And if you're wondering why Sana was naked in the school, it's because she was taking photos to paint herself later. Since Sana realizes that Naoto cares and feels something for her, she tells him to go run after her and implies that she is his art. Actually, it wasn't really like that, but if I put it that way, it sounds a bit more romantic. The thing is that Naoto ran after her and chases her throughout the school and the courtyard until arriving at the pool, where Nagatoro slips and he saves her from falling into the water. And this is where he confesses that she's the one who inspires him the most to get to draw, and that he only wants to draw her, making Nagatoro blush and get flustered, causing the both of them to fall into water, and then she accepts to model for him. Now, with Nagatoro as his model, Naoto makes a series of paintings about her, showing a bit of her day-to-day life. And to make the exhibition attract more attention, they make a plan in which Nagatoro's friends dress up as cats, and Nagatoro cosplays as a kitten to attract more people and make them vote for their exhibit instead of Sana's. But there is a problem, and no, not with Naoto's exhibit, but with Sana's. Since the president's paintings are very lewd, they're basically literally nude paintings of herself, the student council decides that they are not suitable to be presented in the school's cultural festival. But Naoto and Nagatoro defend her, saying that even though it's a risque picture, it's still a form of art, and it's the way that Sana expresses herself through her paintings. Also, one of the cat friends of Nagatoro called Yoshi, yeah, just like the character from Mario, shows them a video where behind all of the perverted boys, there are many people looking at Sana's painting, interested in her art beyond her body. And thanks to Naoto's words and Yoshi's evidence, the student council allows Sana to continue with her exhibition, and since they helped her to avoid getting cancelled like the 80s Crimson Chin, she decides not to expel Naoto from the art club, and since she lost, they force her to dress up like a Playboy bunny. Once the festival is over, Sana, alongside Naoto and Nagatoro, analyzes Naoto's exhibition and tells him that despite the paintings not being perfect, there is no doubt that he put a lot of love into it, making both of them blush, though at this point we all know that there's love in there. Once again, some days later, we see Naoto drawing Nagatoro while she was resting, and the season ends with Nagatoro kissing Naoto as a reward. However, it was on the cheap. Conclusion: this was the first season, but the second one is still airing, and as soon as it ends, we will obviously deliver the full summary for it. As far as I know, after these first 12 episodes, the story gets more interesting, and that's the reason why this anime is so popular, even beyond the controversies it caused for sexualizing a minor, and because of her skin color, even if she's just wearing a tan. Basically, those who know the context say that it's a good anime, so if that helps you to start watching it, then go ahead. Don't forget that if you like this summary, please leave a like and subscribe so that you don't miss out on any of the summaries we upload to the channel. With that said, see you soon. Until next time.